Hey, welcome to Camp5 EcoCity. We are here today with Francis Lowe, who is an AFSC, Asian Sport Climbing Federation route setter.
So I've been setting routes for some time. I think probably about 10 years here and there. I also be very honored to have chance to set some routes in big competition like Asian Championship, which is the biggest comp in Asia, and Asian Youth Championship. And last one is the Asia K Championship for the smaller age group category.
Today we are setting on the slab behind us. The aim is to set some easy stuff. Come on man.
My gun is ready.
Okay.
This is pretty bad, so make sure every time we take down, the whole handhold don't leave a piece here. Make sure everything is out.
The idea for today's setting session is to set some easy but super fun routes for kind of novice to casual climbers rather than the serious hard slab climbers.
Yeah.
Francis has to have a ladder to get to the top shelf.
You don't shoot this man. I need a ladder. No.
Too late.
I'm aiming to set around V3, I think.
V3?
V3 slab. I've just gone for the easy option, Francis, and just taken all the 5 glass. This is what we're trying to get rid of.
All the shooters.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we're going to have the slab here. So I'm going to set some routes here. I choose this red color hole. It's pretty nice to contrast with the wall. And there's the used texture here. Some is like really slippery, and this is really have the wood friction. I have some rough idea for today, just to put it on a few handhold so that at the end of the day I can get a bigger picture. So today we're going to do some gym setting, which is a little bit different compared to the competition setting. So we want to make the route to be fun and probably easy for all the gym customers that are able to climb. So one thing need to be put in mind is that when it comes to this route, probably you have some female or male climbers that's climbing on it. So make sure the distance is not too far, or maybe some kids would love to try also. So my idea is that I'm going to start with here with a snap and do some balancing up, spread out the move, and then probably make a more dynamic route at the end and top it up. Yeah.
The plan today is to set V4-ish. I've got these blue flat hold and cheetah 5 glass holds, which is going to be a little bit of a challenge to set that sort of grade with such slopey holds. To kind of help that, I think I'm going to add on a volume just to make some of the holds a little bit more positive. Yeah, I think the idea is to have a little bit of a journey, not so many hands, more feet, like more concentration on the feet, stepping on smeary stuff, but obviously trying to keep it within the V4 grade range-ish. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So because we're sitting on the freestanding boulder, all the columns on this boulder are top out, so you go over the top on it. does mean that the top is always the same hold over and over again. So what I'm going to do with this volume is to put it right at the top, just to decrease the angle of the top hold, just to make it a little more interesting. And not just with this route, but whichever route finish or problem finish on this volume or in that area, will also utilize the same volume to kind of decrease that angle. So I am starting at the top for some reason. I've decided that that volume is going to be one of the key points of this problem. Sometimes you just kind of set a move rather than set a whole problem together, and then you work around that move. So this move I want to use this larger volume because it's wider from the wall and it's a slab. I want them to be able to palm down on it. As they palm down, I want to reach up to the volume. When they reach the volume, they want to use the lip of the volume rather than go over the top to the top of the wall. So the idea with that volume being quite narrow is that they're not able to reach over to the left and not able to reach over to the right.
So one thing for me, before I put this volume, I want to make sure if the climbers accidentally fall or they miss the shot, it will be quite a clean fall. So I would prefer to put the volume at the beginning, so have a pretty clear line when they have a falling.
Is it obstructing?
Maybe a little bit only. Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm going to do is just to put the hole up first, try to gauge, the distance for the hole, and then later on it will be finalized all the move. So at the beginning, normally I won't screw the hole handle, maybe just one or two. It's more easy for adjustment. So make sure when you try on it the roots, you're aware that the screw is not really fixed. Just a small, adjustment, touching, try to the length. So one is ready, when it's confirmed, you screw everything, then you really have a big try. Really jump, really go for it, yeah? But not now at the beginning.
So these fiberglass holds don't have an end cut for the screws, so the screws will have a head on like this with a triangular head. Instead, we use a button head screw with a washer on it, and that washer protects the hold. So rather than having to re-drill those holes later on, we just protect the holes using a washer. To start with, because these screws are slightly harder to put in, I'll put a single screw in with the triangular head in because it's easier to put in, and then I'll replace it with the button head screws with the washers in.
So this probably will be my last handhole. I was still struggling, either I'm going to put a small full hole here or not, but I will try it on. But ideally, I prefer not to put a full hole there. This is a big handhole, like a big circus. I would love to use it for a few directions. So like a side pull, like a mantle, to try to get the last handhole and just push it up without a full hole. And do a little bit of smearing, should be okay, I guess. Okay, sometimes when the screw can't go in, don't be stubborn, just get a new one, Okay, we try this, either it's a screw problem or the peanut problem. Gotcha, both problem.
Yeah, that'd be...
Okay, so try now, have a first go. So the only thing now I slightly have doubt is either this handle, I want to put it lower or higher. So this will be the main adjustment for the entire route now.
What's happening here is Francis tried the first move on this problem, and the start hold was too hard to start on, especially for the grades, so we decided to change it to something slightly easier. Because these fiberglass holds don't have the deeper holes which the normal PU holds have for the screws, there's no support when you're putting the screw in. So one of the easiest ways to do that on the wall is to find a pre-drilled hole or already used hole to put your screw in to start the process of putting a hole on a wall. Then once you've got that one in, then you can use that to support while you put the other screws in.
What are you adjusting?
Yes, so I'm going to adjust this blue hold here, flat hold, up a little bit, so you're able to establish yourself on this hold as a foothold before leaning across to the hold underneath the volume. Nice. We're moving the blue, or we're spinning the blue 180 degrees. That way makes it start a little bit more interesting, so you have to just pull straight up on the juggy side of this hold. And then to move across to this one, we'll have a hold of our left hand to be able to slow the fall onto the palm down on the hold under the volume.
Just bringing this a little bit more, then it's perfect.
So we moved it a little bit closer because I'm full span when I reach out to the blue one. And we basically moved it a little bit closer because we're in Asia here, and a lot of Asian people are a little bit shorter than I am, so we decided to move it a little bit closer to be a bit more friendly towards our more like the bigger demographic of people in our gyms. Yeah.
Okay, well, the route is done, and we have some forerun also. So my intended idea is you start this hole with a pinch, smear both legs on the volume, and get this one. The main key for this move is that you need to turn the right hand to be undercut, so then you can able to balance up and then open up your left foot, get a free hand, and do a slightly dynamic to the big round hand hold. The next trick is that you must able to change your feet nicely, because for the due texture outside is not really good to hold, it's a bit slippery. Once you get that, you change your feet, bring across with a pinch for the long one. Then next move, you must use your left hand maximum to put it like a mantle, smear out a little bit, put the right foot into the big hole, and you can just stop up easily. So that's the whole intent for these routes.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay, so finish off the blue route. It ended up being about V4, which is a good grade. We're aiming for V3, V4 today. It's a nice bouncy route, awkward start, and also a bit of an awkward finish on a slopey volume at the top. To start with, the intended beta was to hold on to the start hold with two hands, left foot up on the volume, on the blue fiberglass hold, sorry, up to the side pull, underneath to the undercut, balance on the undercut, on the lower undercut, and then swap feet, move across to the blue hold underneath the volume. So once you're on the blue hold underneath the volume, you then go left hand up and over onto the box, onto the volume, and then match and then top out.
I think we are done today. So I'll really go through forerun the route, test a little bit here and there. So before we end everything, just to make sure all the holes are screwed properly and clean out everything, yeah.
Put all the holds back away, make sure we sweep the mats, make sure there's no screws which are snapped in the wall, like basically remove all dangers for our customers. And that's it really. The next thing to do is watch other people climb it and learn from them climbing. See whether people enjoy it or whether they hate us because it's too difficult for the grade or that sort of thing. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed our video and hope you found it informative. And if you want anything for us to add to these videos, please let us know and we'll try and add more things in.
Okay, thank you guys. See you again.